Alright, welcome back. So in this lecture, we are going to finally start building our mean stack. Using Puppet, we are going to apply all the information that we have learned so far in this mini course, in addition to some additional tips and tricks that Puppet is going to show you. So let's get started. So first, let's get inside our Puppet machine, because that is where we are going to write our manifests. Go to /vagrant/production. This is our working directory. Go to our code editor. Let's close all those files. Everything is now ready. And let's get started. First, we are going to create a file for our MongoDB. So we're going to call it mongodb.pp. Alright, now remember previously when we configured Puppet on the machines, on the nodes, we instructed it to use the manifests directory as a whole, not a specific manifest file. Let's have a look. So cat/usr local bin exec puppet. Have a look at this file. You're gonna see that it will execute Puppet on the manifests directory as a whole. We did not specify a specific manifests file, the whole directory. So it's gonna search inside this directory for all the manifests file, and it's going to execute all of them. So the important question here that we have asked before is, how would you distribute the manifests on each node? So in other words, how will MongoDB know that this specific manifest is going to be executed on MongoDB? It's going to execute it on itself, but it's not going to execute the node.js.pp, for example, or the Eduonix.pp, for example. This is the role of a definition that can be added at the start of the manifest file that is called node. Node is followed by the host name of the machine. And inside this stanza, you're going to open a pair of curly braces, and inside this stanza, you're going to add whatever you want to add inside a normal manifest file. Nothing is going to be changed, just enclose all the instructions of the manifest file inside this stanza. Node followed by the node name. When when Puppet on the local machine sees this instruction, it's going to examine the host name, and if it matches the current host name of the current machine, it's going to execute the manifest file. Otherwise, it's going to ignore it. So this is how you can segregate your manifests. This is how you can distribute your manifests on the files on different nodes, although all of them physically exist in the same directory, which is manifests. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, of course, install the package itself. So we have seen that before. Package. Let's use MongoDB, and of course ensure that it is installed. You can add quotes or double quotes, or you can remove them. Both of them are going to work. Then we are going to use the service resource MongoDB, and we have to ensure that it is running and also enabled. So enable is true. Okay. Alright, so let's try this out. So to do this, we are going to go to the terminal. We are going to git add whatever was inside, git commit -m adds the MongoDB manifest. Okay, git push. Then I'm going to open another terminal and go to documents, DevOps degree, Puppet, Vagrant SSHDB, just to have two open terminals. So now I am inside MongoDB, and I'm not gonna wait till the cron job completes, so I'm gonna just go inside /etc/puppet labs code environments production. I'm gonna manually do git pull to get the latest manifests of the Git repository. Of course, I'll have to use sudo for that. I always forget. Okay, so now I can just issue sudo puppet apply and give it the manifests directory as a whole. Now before we go ahead, I want to remind you that the manifests directory contains more than one file. It contains the MongoDB, and it also contains variable -test.pp. So clear the screen and sudo puppet apply manifests, press enter. Right, and it has completed successfully. If we issue ps-ef grep mongo, you're gonna see that we have MongoDB up and running. So now we have successfully configured our MongoDB server. Now the next step is to configure the root user and password. If you remember, this is always our workflow, to install the MongoDB and ensure that it is running first, and then start configuring the root user and password so that we can enable authentication. So in order to do that, we are going to add the appropriate variables to our secrets.eml file. Of course, in order to open it, we cannot open it using a text editor. We need to open it using our EML editor. So let's go to our Puppet machine. Let's search for that command. Okay. Press enter. This is the only way you can open this file in the unencrypted mode. Otherwise, you're gonna only see the encrypted value of our variables. So at the end of the file, let's add db underscore root underscore username. It's gonna be dec colon gpg. Then add the value, which is root, followed by an exclamation mark. Let's duplicate this line and add password, my password as usual. Save the file. Okay, now if you go to the editor, you're gonna see that we have now two variables added to the file, and both of them are encrypted. So let's git add everything, git commit -m adds the root credentials, or let's see, the db admin credentials to the secrets.eml file, git push. Okay, now let's go to the other terminal and let's git pull. Okay, and let's ensure that we can see the root password and the root user. You can do that easily by using sudo puppet lookup db underscore root underscore username. Okay, and because we do have our GPG key pair installed and we have EML and Hiera installed in this machine, we are able to decrypt whatever was inside the secrets.eml file and have our root username and also the password like this. Okay, this means that we can safely use the Hiera lookup function inside our manifest to reference this username and password and use it to create our admin user and to enable authentication on the database. So let's go to our editor, and here we are going to need a template. Remember, when we were exploring Chef, we needed a file.js that was used to specify a script to MongoDB to create the admin user. Well, we are going to use the same approach here. Just create a new directory in production. Let's call it templates. Inside this template, I'm gonna just take a copy of the create admin file that was in Chef. If you remember, or if you have followed the Chef mini course, we had here a file that is called create_admin. Here it is, .js.erb. I'm gonna copy this file, paste it here in the templates directory that I have just created. However, I will have to change the extension of this file to be EPP instead of ERB. This is the default extension of the Puppet templates, short for embedded Puppet. And fortunately, the EPP files use the nearly same format as the ERB files, except for one little change. I'm not gonna use the @ sign here. I'm going to replace it with, of course, I have used different variables here. It's gonna be lookup followed by the name of the variable that you want to use. The name of our variable is db_root _user name. I'm gonna also replace this with lookup db_root password, right? And then we have the role, root, and the db is admin. Now we have our file or our template. Let's see how we can use it to apply that on MongoDB. Right, so the first thing we need to do is to ensure that this file gets uploaded to the remote machine. We can do this using the file again, the file module. The destination directory is going to be /temp. You can add it in whatever directory you want. I find /temp appropriate enough. So create _admin _js is the file name of the destination that I have chosen. And I can just omit ensure file because it's redundant. And I can just go to the content. The content of this file is going to be, and I want to reference the template here, the template that is called create _admin.js.epp. This is done using a function that is called epp, followed by the path to the file. So I'm gonna type the path, the full path to the file, starting at /etc Puppet Labs code environments production templates create _admin.js.epp, this file. So this function is going to go through this file and convert whatever placeholders it finds to the appropriate values, just the same way we did on the command line when you used lookup tool. And it's going to place whatever contents of this file in a file that is called /temp /create _admin.js. Let's just stop here and go to our terminal, clear the screen, git add everything, git commit -m adds the create _admin.js.epp, let's say template. Okay, git push, and in here sudo git pull. Okay, and now let's again apply the manifests, and as usual it's going to choose the mongodb.pp manifest and it's going to apply it. Okay, and let's have a look at /temp. We're gonna see that we have create _admin.js file created. If we get the contents of this file, you're gonna see that it has the correct script with the correct credentials, the root user, my password. And if we apply this script to the MongoDB, it's gonna create this user for us. In the previous lecture, we have stopped at creating the create _admin.js file on the remote MongoDB machine, and this file contained the script that is necessary to create the root user or the admin user on MongoDB so that we can further enable authentication and connect to the database only using the configured credentials. So the next step now is to apply this to MongoDB, or to execute that script against MongoDB. That can be done using the exec resource. Actually, Puppet, same as Chef, does not have a resource for connecting directly to MongoDB. So we will have to do this the manual way by using the exec resource. The exec resource, as the name suggests, is going to execute arbitrary commands against the remote machine. So let's give it a title, create the admin user, colon. It's gonna take a command resource which specifies the command that we are going to execute against the remote machine. We are going to execute /usr/bin/mongo, and notice here how I am referencing the full path of the program or the binary that is going to be executed. That is because when Puppet uses the exec command, it does not have any idea about the path variable. You can have the path variable specified if you want to, but since we are going just to use one command, it's going to be much easier for us to just reference its full path. So it's /usr/bin/mongo, and it's gonna take /temp /create _admin.js file as its argument to create the root user. And actually, in order to make this idempotent, we will need to make something or change something on the remote machine to inform Puppet that the admin user has been already created. So please do not attempt to recreate it again. Otherwise, it's gonna throw an error. So I'm going to add && touch /home/vagrant/db admin created. So what this command is going to do is that it is going to check whether or not the Mongo command has executed successfully and created the admin user, of course, accordingly. So if that is successful, it's going to touch or create a file that is called db_admin_created. So what use does this file bring? We have an attribute that is called creates. It's part of the exec resource, and it's going to ensure that if this file is created or exists, /home/vagrant/db_admin_created, this command is not going to run, or this whole resource is not going to run. So this is exactly what we are intending to do. We need to create the admin user just once. Once it is created, this file is going to be added to /home/vagrant. And accordingly, when this resource runs again, when this manifest runs again, because of course it's going to run multiple times, it's in a cron job, so it's going to run multiple times. If this file is there, it's not going to attempt to create the user again. So let's test that in action. We are going to git add everything, git commit -m executes the create_admin.js against MongoDB. Okay. Git push. Now let's go to /etc Puppet Labs code environments production sudo git pull, and let's use sudo puppet apply manifests. Alright, now let's ensure that the user has been created successfully. Get inside Mongo. The authentication is not enabled yet, so we can just get inside Mongo without using a root user or a password, and use admin to go to the admin database and show users. Okay, we do have a user that is called root. Of course, the password is not going to be shown here in this console. It's in the database admin and it has the role of root. What happens if we try to re-execute that manifest once again? It won't execute the root creation. That is because if we have a look at /home/vagrant, you're going to see that we have a file that is called db_admin_created. This file prevents MongoDB from recreating the user. It prevents Puppet from executing the command once again. Of course, this is one of the multiple ways in which you can achieve idempotence. This is totally up to you, as we mentioned, because Puppet does not have a resource for directly connecting to MongoDB, so you'll have to manage it yourself. And the next thing we need to do after we create the root user is, of course, to enable the authentication and enable MongoDB to accept connections from other machines, both of which are specified in the /etc/mongodb.conf. Let's just take a copy of this file from our chef directory. Okay, let's copy it, paste it here in. Let's create a new directory. Let's call it files. So we have files and templates. Let's paste it here. And this is not a template because we are not going to specify any variables inside. So we are going just to remove this extension. It's just mongodb.conf. As you can see, auth is true and the bind_IP is hashed. So all what we need to do is just ensure that this file is present on the remote host. This can be done, of course, using the file resource /etc/mongodb.conf : Now we need to specify a different attribute for the file resource because it's gonna copy a file instead of placing content inside it. So we will need to specify a source for this file. The source, of course, is going to be the full path for the file /etc/Puppet Labs code environments production files mongodb.conf. And we need also to notify or to inform MongoDB that a change has happened so that it is restarted to apply the new settings. We can use the notify attribute for this. Notify will take a resource name followed by the resource title, but be sure to capitalize the first letter of this resource. So I'm going to notify the service resource with the title of MongoDB. And this will Puppet will automatically infer from this that it needs to restart MongoDB because this service is called MongoDB. I'm referencing the service type. That is why I'm capitalizing the first letter. It's service with a capital S, and the title of this service is MongoDB, so it's gonna be restarted. Okay, so let's update this. So git add a get commit -m enables authentication on MongoDB and allows outside connections. Git push, go here, clear the screen, git pull, and apply. Alright, now if we try to access Mongo, you're gonna see that it does not print the previous. Have a look here, we had some messages here that were printed, like warning, access control is not enabled for the database, read and write access to data and configuration is unrestricted. Now we don't have this message. This means that authentication has been successfully enabled. And if we sudo lsof-i in the port for MongoDB, you're gonna see that it is now listening on all interfaces and not just localhost. Alright, let's now finish the manifest by adding the application user and deleting the script files because they clearly contain the credentials for the root user and the application user, so they need to be deleted as soon as the manifest runs. So we're going to have a new script. Let's just have a copy of this script from our previous chef directory. So it's create appuser.js.epp. Let's copy that, place it in our templates directory. Alright, and rename it accordingly. Actually, Puppet is capable of using ERB files, but in this lab I opted to use the EPP format. Let's make the appropriate changes. First, I don't need this to be a variable, I need it to be hard-coded, so I'm going to just add posts and remove those delimiters. Okay, the DB is posts, and now the app user need to be added to either the secrets file or the variables file. Let's add it to the secrets file to demonstrate that you can add both encrypted as well as unencrypted data to the same file. So let's go to the terminal and let's use our add command. Add the following variables: db_app_username. I opted to use different variable names just for the sake of differentiating this from chef. So the username will be node again, and password, let's make this again my password. Okay, save, exit. Now we can go here and reference those settings by using the lookup function. So lookup db_app_username, and again lookup db_app_password. Okay, and that's it. The DB owner will not be changed. Posts will stay as it is. Let's go to MongoDB, and now we are going to use again file. The destination is going to be temp create_admin_js : this is going to come from EPP, and then give it the full path of the file, create_app_user.js inside the templates. Alright, and then exec. Let's give it a title: create the application user, : it's gonna use the following command. And now we have something that is interesting. We need to be able to use the variables of Hiera inside the command, because we are going to connect to MongoDB now using a user and a password, and also inside the file. So let's see how we can do that. We can do that using a function that is called inline_epp. This will enable you to use the Hiera variables inside the manifest file as follows: /usr/bin/mongo-u for the username. And now I will do the following: the limiters as usual, followed by lookup db underscore root underscore username dash p for the password. Again, the limiter, lookup db underscore root underscore password and dash dash. This is specific to MongoDB. Authentication database is admin. Then I'm going to use /temp/ create underscore app underscore user.js as my script file. And of course, I will need to pass in the ampersand to create /home/vagrant/ db underscore user underscore created, just to prevent Puppet from recreating the user if it is already done. And to do that, we need to pass in the creates /home/vagrant/ db underscore user underscore created. Okay. So this is a long command, but it is fairly easy to understand. I'm using usr bin mongo -u for the user, and this function is going to get me the db underscore root underscore username from the secrets.yaml file, or from whatever file it has been saved, whether it is encrypted or not. Then the password, same thing. Then I'm going to use the authentication database admin. This is again specific to MongoDB. You have to use this form in order to authenticate to the MongoDB database engine. Then I'm going to get the path to the script that is going to be executed against the database, which is create underscore app underscore user.js, which is this one. Of course, after it has been placed here using this resource. Okay. Then I'm going to touch, of course, if this command is successful, I'm going to touch /home/vagrant/ db underscore user underscore created, just to ensure that this command is not going to run again once the user is created. So let's go to the terminal. Let's git add all git commit -m, say creates the application user on the database, git push, go to MongoDB, sudo git pull, clear the screen, and of course run sudo puppet apply manifests. Okay, seems that we have a typo here. Okay, this should be double P. And also, this is supposed to be create application user, create underscore app underscore user.js. Add a, fixes some typos, push, pull, apply. All right, and let's now try to access MongoDB. mongo-u root-p my password -application database admin, and use posts show users. Okay, we have now the node user on the DB posts, and it is the database owner. This means that the user has been successfully created. If we try to apply that again, it's not going to be executed. That is because we do have here a file in /home/vagrant that is called db underscore user created. This file will prevent Puppet from running the command again and duplicating the user. Actually, it's not going to be duplicated. It's going to throw an error that the user is already there. Now, one last thing before we finish up this manifest file, which is that we need to delete both of those files, the create underscore admin.js and create underscore app underscore user.js, because of course leaving both of those files in /temp is a huge security risk. However, I could have used something like this file and give it the path to the file /temp/create underscore admin.js. And I could say that ensure that it is absent. However, If I did that, Puppet is going to complain because I have already referenced /temp/create_admin.js earlier here. And Puppet does not allow you to duplicate the resources in the same manifest file. If you have referenced the file before, you cannot reference it again. You either ensure that this file exists or does not exist, but you cannot create it and then delete it. If you are absolutely in need to do this, as we are, you will need to do this manually using the exec command. Say removes the JS script files. This is as simple as using the command attribute and then supplying /bin/rm for remove /temp/create_admin.js and temp create_app_user.js. So this is going to delete both files once the manifest is run. Right, so let's go to the terminal and let's add this final addition. Git add a git commit -m removes the JS files from the server. Git push. Let's pull the changes and apply the manifests one last time. Right, so that will ensure that /temp is not going to contain any create app user or create admin user. That brings us to the end of this lecture. We have now successfully installed and configured MongoDB. In the coming lecture, we are going to start configuring the application server. So until then, take care.